How's it going? This is Simon Cody from the Walser Honda dealership in Burnsville. It's my absolute pleasure to bring you the video on this 2023 Honda Civic Type R. I'd say if you're considering a high hatchback in the North American market, throw this one on the top of your list. This thing is phenomenal. So taking a quick peek at the front of the car, you can see that it does have the red logo on the front, adds a little bit of spice to it, if you will, as well as all of the piano black trim piece, and then the really big aggressive intake on the bottom there. Really sucking in a lot of air, just a really mean, aggressive looking car. And then we also have the Type R badge, the little one on the right side of the logo there. A little subtle, nice touch, very mean looking car, as I know you can see. And then you can also might be able to see on the top here, we have the hood scoop. It's just getting all that hot air out of the engine bay, so she's running all nice. Not only is this car incredibly fast, but it is also incredibly safe. It actually comes with what's called the Honda Sensing Systems, which includes adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, blind spot monitoring, and low-speed collision prevention. And that's function with the camera up at the top of the windshield, and as well as a number of sensors in the front end of the car. So you'll be performing at the top of your game as well as keeping yourself nice and safe the entire time. Looking under the hood here, we have the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. You got 315 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. Thing's an absolute powerhouse. It is a very fast car. Also dressed up with a really nice looking red valve cover. Nice little touch. Now moving down the side, so these Civic Type Rs only have one trim level option. There are no specific trim levels, but you do get to choose your color. So there's this championship white. There's also black, red, blue, and sonic gray. Then you can also see these really nice looking 19-inch alloy wheels. They are wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. Very sticky tires, very nice, high-performing car. Looking down the bottom, you can see that it also has the nice looking side skirts. Very aggressive, gives it a nice wide stance, and make sure to have some nice clean airflow going down the side of the car. So from Honda, this car will also come with a 3-year, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. However, getting any new car from Walser Honda, that powertrain warranty is taken from 5 years, 60,000 miles, all the way up to 10 years and 150,000 miles. So you'll get that extra peace of mind when this high-performance drivetrain, we got it taken care of, you're all good. And then, of course, this car comes with all of the nice features, such as your keyless access. So you have the key in your pocket, you hop in and go. So taking a quick peek at the armrest there, it's got a nice looking Alcantara armrest. The car is also equipped with the 12-speaker Bose stereo system. It sounds phenomenal. Now looking at these seats here, they have the red Alcantara seats. They hold you in really nice and tight when you're dusting Fiestas. And then taking a peek up here, you have the Type R embossed in the headrest. Dashboard is also loaded up with Honda's new signature honeycomb design. And then the screen up above that has a lot of nice performance as well as comfort features built into it. We'll get into that stuff here in a little bit. Now taking a quick peek in the back here, you can see that it is a pretty simple back seat. It's got the black cloth, got the red stitching to accent it, as well as the red seat belts. It's still a performance-based car, but you still have plenty of headroom and legroom in the back seat. So moving around the back here, you can see it looks just as aggressive as the front of the car does. You got this really large and aggressive looking rear wing. And then you have your Civic Type R badging is in black, as well as you have another red Honda badge there. And like all the Civic hatchbacks, it does have this red brake light bar across. Moving down, you have the piano black diffuser and then the 3 center exit exhaust tips. Really mean looking car. Now moving into here, you can see it is still a very practical car. You have this nice looking, you have the cargo tray here, and then it also ties in with this, so that stuff will make sure to keep all your valuables, everything in your trunk out of sight from anybody who's walking by and gazing at the car, which of course will be a very common thing when you're driving a car like this. So like I mentioned, it does have the 60/40 split rear seats, so if you need to haul bigger items, anything like that, no trouble at all doing that. Underneath the floor, you also have a fix-a-flat kit if you ever lose the air in your tires. And then on the right side of the trunk, you also have the subwoofer that is part of the Bose stereo system. So on your side mirror here, you can see the little indicator on there. That is for your blind spot monitoring. So if there is a car in your blind spot, it'll make sure to flash orange at you. And if you put your blinker on and there's someone in your blind spot, it will flash and it'll beep at you just to make sure that you're not making any unwanted or unsafe turns for sure. Then moving on to the inside here, you can see again that red Alcantara, really, really nice looking. And then down to the left side of the steering wheel, you have your traction control button, as well as the Honda sensing systems. So I know I'm about to go over quite a bit of info on the interior of this car. And if there's anything you'd like me to elaborate more on that I didn't in this video, then you're more than welcome to give me a call here at the dealership. Again, my name is Simon Cody. So taking a quick peek at the dashboard here, again, you see that signature honeycomb design. And then further to the right, you can see that Type R numbered plaque. This is number 868. And then moving on to the infotainment system, as you can see, the car does come equipped with built-in navigation. That being said, it also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly. So if you want, you can absolutely use the navigation that your phone comes equipped with. It also has some more expected things like Bluetooth connectivity, FM and AM radio, Sirius XM. Going to the next screen, you can see you have your vehicle settings, you have your trip computer, stuff like that. It also has Wi-Fi hotspot capabilities. If you're road tripping with a group of people and you need more than one person to connect to the car. Going one more over, you have your Honda Link. That is actually pairing with an app on your phone. And that has a few capabilities, main ones being, it'll tell you where you parked your car. If you happen to lose your car, it'll tell you when you're due for your next service, and it'll tell you all the other more basic data about the vehicle. Now moving back to the home screen, we'll get into the Honda LogR system that is unique to this car, and it does all sorts of really, really cool stuff. It's showing you water temp, exterior air temp, intake air temp, boost pressure, oil pressure, and oil temperature. So can be very valuable information when you're driving the car hard on a track or anything like that. Moving one over here, it's all the same information, just laid out with a more traditional gauge setup, a little bit easier to read. Move in one more over. This one, it's showing, like you see, the screen wheel is only shown when data logging. So that data logging is essentially, you enable that when you're driving around a track so the car can keep track of lap times, G-forces, acceleration, braking, all that kind of stuff. So really, really cool stuff. And then moving one more over, you can also see this actually allows you to map out a track. So your turns, your left and your right, your braking and your acceleration zones and stuff like that. So you can map it out, and then the car, once you have mapped it out, the car will be able to keep track of all of that stuff as you continue to go around the track. And then one more over, you just have another various information screen there. And then moving down here, you actually have what's called the auto score. So essentially, if say you map out a track somewhere beginning of the summertime, you go back to that track a few times throughout the summer into the fall, you can actually map out your lap times and what was good and what was bad with your laps here, and that'll show it on this little graph here. You can actually have it show a calendar. So say you went to the track Sunday the 4th and you went back Sunday the 11th. You can go back, see what your times were on the 4th and say, oh, maybe I got to do a little better in this section, stuff like that. So little details, but really, really nice touch. I think it's really cool. Then another one here, the data log, that's essentially would show the breakdown of that auto score one. That's essentially how you show that whole calendar, the whole graph. And then the settings here is just, you can kind of change and fine tune everything that's in the data logging system. So it shows, you can actually change the color of the car in that little graphic you saw in the beginning, as well as your various data log settings. As you can see here, the car also does come with a 2-zone climate control, so you can keep it nice and comfy for both sides of the car. And then moving below that, you do have your 2 USB ports. The one on the left is the one that can do wired CarPlay or Android Auto. And then below that, you have your wireless phone charger. So looking down here in the center, you can see this car is a 6-speed manual. Just to the left of all the shift knobs, you have your +R mode button and your drive mode select switch. So the 3 standard drive modes are Comfort, Sport, and Individual. And that individual drive mode just allows you to customize specific aspects of the car, like your steering, your suspension, your engine sound, and all that kind of good stuff. And then moving just below that, you have your electronic parking brake, as well as the brake hold system. So you can see when I push the +R mode button here, you can see the display changes completely, and now you have the sideways moving rev counter. Makes it that much easier to see when it's getting close to the red line. And it also turns on the shift lights actually, which is really, really cool. And it's a nice touch to the car for sure. And moving down here to the steering wheel, you can see on the right side, you have all of your adaptive cruise control buttons, this guy being the one to turn it on. And this is your lane keeping assist here. This one is actually your distance control, which is just telling you how far you are following the car in front of you when you have the cruise control enabled. And then on the left side here, you can see you just have the volume control and voice control. So pretty simple on that side, but nothing to deter you from driving in a spirited fashion for sure. So as you've now seen, this thing is one of the coolest cars on the market. It's fast, it's cool, it's limited, it's wide, it's aggressive. So now having watched this video, hopefully you know that if you're in the market for a hot hatchback, you don't really need to look any further. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to call in. My name is Simon Cody, and you're more than welcome to check us out at walserhonda.com.